Welcome back to our channel, Exposing the Great Australian Government. Right, God not being our God. Governor General, this is all still in with what they created. Wherever it was up there somewhere. Oh, right there. Treasonous political parties created for their Commonwealth of Australia.
That's their parliament. Just go back a little bit. The Royal Styles and Titles Act 73. Now that's 3 pages. The Proclamation and Gazette is 5 pages. Now we go down to where all these things here are created in those 5 pages. That's how they created their own sovereign independent federal nation, and all under their changed definitions.
So it's God not being our God, Governor General of Australia, Royal Great Seal, Government of Australia, Queen of Australia, Elizabeth R, our sign manual, Great Seal of Australia, Parliament of Australia, our Royal Proclamation, our Australian Parliament. And Elizabeth R. R stands for the Latin Regina, meaning Queen. This creates Elizabeth R for the political parties. Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen of Australia. So, Lands Acquisition Act 1973. Political parties changed the definition of land from yards to metres for their Australia. Family Court of Australia Act 1975, Federal Court of Australia Act 1976, Australian Federal Police Act 1979, High Court of Australia Act 1979, all under the treasonous political parties Queen of their Australia and their Great Seal of their Australia. Therefore, no Crown and constitutional authority, just writing on paper. Remember, whereas the people established and under our primary law, Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act 1901 as proclaimed and gazetted, and all state constitution acts at 1901 are a constitutional monarchy. Under the above, we have every right known to mankind. Clause 6, definitions. The Commonwealth shall mean the Commonwealth of Australia as established under this Act. Original states shall mean such states as are parts of the Commonwealth at its establishment. And then we've got the Australia Acts Request Act 1985. The Queensland Governor sold his soul to the Queensland political parties by using the Royal Coat of Arms and the Crown Enacting Manner and Form, purporting to give the treasonous act Crown authority. So what do you gain by selling your soul?
What you got to realise here with this Australia Acts Request Act 1985, every state did one. So all this system is done by all states, all state political parties. Remember, in 1999 we voted them all out, but they're still there dictating the tune with the enforcement of their bloody mercenaries, so-called police, thugs, whatever you want to call the buggers, and their courts and their lawyers. But every state has done what we're going through.
So, Australia Acts Request Act 1985. These treasonous political parties have enacted their Australia Acts Request Act 1985 in the pretence that it had and has Crown authority, Royal Assent. An act to enable the constitutional arrangements affecting the Commonwealth and the states to be brought into conformity with the status of the Commonwealth of Australia as a sovereign, independent and federal nation, and place their corporation seal and copyrighted to their changed constitutional definitions of our primary law, an act to constitute the Commonwealth of Australia 9th of July 1900, which equals treason, with their kangaroo and emu. The question must be asked, when was the referendum to create the status of the Commonwealth of Australia as a sovereign, independent and federal nation? The Oxford Dictionary: status, noun, the official classification given to a country. Conformity, noun, compliance with conventions, rules or law.
They're telling you that, or they're dictating to you in this Act, that they're not under our Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act. It's the whole dictation of this status is enforcing their definitions and their conformity. They're just telling you they're not within our system.
So by using the word status, the treasonous political parties are enforcing the definition of their Commonwealth of Australia. By using the word conformity, the treasonous political parties are telling us they are not under our primary law, Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act 1901 as proclaimed and gazetted, or our Queensland Constitution Act 1867. Our preamble has the words, have agreed to unite in one indissoluble federal commonwealth under the Crown of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland and under the Constitution hereby established. And then you've got Australia Acts Request Act 1985, third paragraph. And where it has been agreed that the Parliament of the Commonwealth, at the request of the Parliaments of the States, in pursuance of section 51(38) of the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Australia, should enact an act in the terms of the first schedule. So by using the word status, the treasonous political parties are enforcing the definition of their Commonwealth of Australia. The status of the Commonwealth of Australia as a sovereign, independent and federal nation has no authority over the Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act 1901 as proclaimed and gazetted, so can't engage the use of section 51(38). But the criminal laws have authority over the status of the Commonwealth of Australia as a sovereign, independent and federal nation. So when was the referendum to become a sovereign, independent and federal nation? It equals treason. Within this treasonous act, they have enforced their definition of their Commonwealth of Australia. So by using the word status, the treasonous political parties are enforcing the definition of their Commonwealth of Australia. Interpretation 16(1). In this act, unless the contrary intention appears. There has been no contrary intention appeared, therefore every time the words Commonwealth of Australia is used, it comes under their treasonous definition. These words are used a number of times within this act. Australia equals political party treasonous definition. Commonwealth equals political party treasonous definition. Commonwealth of Australia equals political party treasonous definition. 5. Sections 2 and 3, 2, above, A, are subject to the Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act and to the Constitution of the Commonwealth. This is conspiracy at its worst. The treasonous political parties have used their corporation Great Seal of their Australia and copyrighted our Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act to their changed constitutional definitions, an act to constitute the Commonwealth of Australia 9th of July 1900, which equals treason. Which brings us back to the political parties. Australian Labor Party, Katter's Australian Party, Liberal National Party, the Greens, Animal Justice Party, One Nation, the Great Australia Party, and more parties. And they're all political parties, and they all are in treason, and it equals treason. All police, federal and state, are mercenaries for treasonous political parties and their pedophiles. These two sections are referendum entrenched. Section 13 of the Australia Acts Request Act 1985, Amendment of Constitution Act of Queensland, number 13, 1. The Constitution Act 1867 to 1978 of the State of Queensland is in this section referred to as the Principal Act. Section 14 of the Australia Acts Request Act 1985, Amendment of Constitution Act of Western Australia, 14.1. The Constitution Act 1889 of the State of Western Australia is in this section referred to as the Principal Act. No referendum, no act. Referendum writ by treasonous Governor-General. Referendum 1999 of treason. Question 1. To alter the Constitution to establish the Commonwealth of Australia as a republic, with the Queen and Governor-General being replaced by a President appointed by a 2/3 majority of the members of the Commonwealth Parliament. Question 2. To alter the Constitution to insert a preamble. Results. Question 1. The referendum was not carried. No states recorded a yes vote. Nationally, 45.13% of electors voted yes. Question 2. The referendum was not carried. No states recorded a yes vote. Nationally, 39.34% of electors voted yes. We the people are a constitutional monarchy. We the people said no to the treasonous political party republic. Remember, whereas the people established and under our primary law, Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act 1901, as proclaimed and gazetted, and all state constitution acts at 1901 are a constitutional monarchy. Under the above, we have every right known to mankind. And this is just another part that they've passed along. It's still there, but it's not brought forward.
In their terminology, they just say we don't consolidate. No, it means that consolidate doesn't bring it forward. It's left there in the pretense that we think we still have a constitution, but they don't recognise it.
Oh, Queen of Australia. So, on the left-hand side, we went from this Parliament of Queensland, by the people, for the people, to this traitor to the people standing in front of its treasonous flag that they designed, to this Queensland Parliament, which is treason. So what do you gain by selling your soul? If you do not take an interest in the affairs of the government, then you are doomed to live under the rule of fools. Politics is a means to get rich, not serve. Politics is the science of fraud, and politicians are the professors of this science. When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace.
With these acts, what you've got to realise is in this whole system, these people don't represent us in any way, shape or form. And we've just had this, the last 12 months or more, of Albanese, or Alba Sleazy, and his crew trying to push this voice system through, saying they're going to change our constitution. What constitution are they going to change, because they're not within ours? So, in a sense, they would change ours in the pretense that they had authority in which to do so. This is all done with smoke and mirrors and behind everybody's back. It's just total treason.